All right. I wrote a little speech here, so I'm gonna be reading off the laptop. We're going to talk about the question we are posing today is, can the arts and music be used to fight rape culture? We live in a society that teaches don't get raped instead of don't rape. Rape culture, it is the way society blames victims of sexual assault and normalizes sexual violence. Women are blamed for the way they dress. They say cover up and maybe you will not be touched inappropriately. They say, when you're out, don't get too drunk, don't get too loose, you will be raped. They say men cannot be raped. It's impossible. They say men cannot control themselves. It's not in their nature. They say men always want sex. Men cannot say no to sex. That's rape culture. They will blame the victim. They will ask the victim, who took you there? What took you there? You should have known better. We witness this in our daily lives, at home, at work, on the streets, on the internet. We see this in movies. We hear this in songs. So I pose this question: can the arts and music be used to fight against rape culture? The answer is yes. And when this topic was sent to me, Hans from Loud sent the topic to me, I almost wanted to reply to him and say, this is like pretty obvious. Like, where do I even start? Like, it's so obvious. It's a yes. So maybe let's get into the how we can do this. For starters, it's important to recognize and acknowledge the existence of rape culture, as well as its presence in popular music and films. Music is a huge part of everyone's life, and we spend tens to hundreds of hours of our lives watching movies, watching music videos, listening to songs. So this is just one of the things that makes the arts very important in change making, because of how impactful it is in the world we live in. Therefore, as much as it has played a big role in spreading rape culture and continuously encouraging it, it can also play a positive role in sensitizing and eventually eradicating it. Rape-affirming beliefs are embedded in our language. She was dressed like a slut. She was asking for it. It is part of popular song lyrics. I know you want it. I know personally I have written lyrics. Personally, I've written, it's wrong though, because how do you know someone wants it? Have they said it? Like, she was talking about affirmative consent. Did they say it? Because you can't just say, I know you want it. How? It is normalized by objectifying women and calling them names in pop culture and media. As a young woman, I have the opportunity, through being a music artist and a filmmaker, to not only entertain but educate and change lives. So in many of my songs, I sing about things like how I want to be touched and my sexuality, and it's very empowering. I work in an industry that constantly sexualizes me, and they expect me to act like a sex object. But I stand strong and I use it to my advantage. As an artist who is growing in influence, I am that public figure that can stand up against rape, and I will be heard. I can be the voice to the voiceless. I will not cancel music, and I will not cancel film. I will not say no more. I will use it as a weapon to fight and to win. Speaking of cancel, we as the audience and the listeners, we need to cancel works of art that encourage rape culture, and we need to create a demand for real art. Art that inspires, not rots. Art that elevates, not destroys. As I was saying, speaking of cancel, we as the audience and the listeners, we need to cancel works of art that encourage rape culture. We need to create a demand for real art, art that inspires, not rots, art that elevates, not destroys, art that doesn't put the victims down. Whoever is listening to me, broaden your understanding of rape and rape culture. We need art that educates, classic art that will stay in the history for future generations to use and benefit from. Know the history of rape culture, because rape has been used as a weapon of war and oppression throughout history. We fight rape culture with cancel culture. So you unfollow rape culture, you block rape culture, you unlike rape culture, you do not support rape culture. Sometimes rape culture appears as a simple trend that will pass over, or like harmless lyrics, but it's rape culture. And continuous supply of it normalizes it and solidifies it in society. So we need to cancel it. Rape is disgusting, and rape is a crime, and we will never stop fighting against it. We will teach about respect and consent, like she was talking about earlier on. We will create a culture of affirmative consent, where you listen, you don't listen in for the how do I say it? You rather than listening in for a no, make sure there is a yes, like she was saying. Just because she didn't say no, did she say yes? A question, you get? I would ask. So this is from everyone involved. So 2 people, both sides, however many people you're having this encounter with, everyone has to be, a part of it and agreeing to whatever is happening. We will not take small hints of boys will be boys, and when women say no, they mean yes. We will take them seriously. We will not be rape apologists. We will cancel rape culture. We will have a zero tolerance for it. So music can be uplifting, and movies tell stories, and we need to tell these stories, and these stories need to be heard. So listen to rape and sexual assault survivors, and say it with me. If you don't mind, please repeat with me. We hear you, we see you, we believe you. We hear you, we see you, we believe you. So we're going to listen to their stories, and we're going to tell their stories. We're going to tell it through art and music and film, and that's how this is going to be helpful in this fight. We don't laugh at rape jokes. No laughing at rape jokes, because rape is never funny. It's never a funny punchline in your favorite comedy series. It's not funny. Rape jokes delegitimize sexual violence, and humor that justifies sexual violence is not acceptable. I've personally seen it in movies whereby you have a scene, a female character is pushing herself on a male character, and it's very funny, right? The crowd is laughing, or we are laughing with them. It's not funny. He's screaming no, and this woman is forcing herself on him, and it's funny. It's not funny. I've seen it in so many movies. Rape is not funny, and if we're going to think that's funny, then everything, any kind of rape is funny. There's no saying one form of it is okay and the other form is, you get? All of it, the entire thing is not okay, so it's zero tolerance. We need more storylines where perpetrator characters are held accountable, so all of us can recognize these acts as crimes. So we need stories where the bad guy does not get away with it, so that when people are watching, they feel like, it's okay, I can also get away with it. No, we need people to be scared, and we need people to know it's bad, and you can't do that. And we watch movies, and we look up to these characters, and we want to be these characters. We look up to artists, we want to be like them. So whatever stories we are telling to other people, let them be that impactful. We need these characters to be held accountable so we can recognize these as crimes and send a strong message of zero tolerance. I've said that like 7 times now. I will not stop saying it. Although women do fall under the higher percentage of sexual assault and rape victims, this should not be perceived as a battle of the sexes. And I notice this all the time. Rape has become a battle of the sexes. man against woman, men against women, women against men. It's not. Today, there's so many ways we can identify ourselves. There's so many genders, if that makes sense. I will not get into that right now, but there's so many ways we can identify ourselves. So it's not just male, female, man, woman. This is about humanity. This is about all of us. So anyone can be a victim of rape and sexual assault. Anyone can be related to a victim of assault, sexual assault and rape. So this is about everyone. It's not about one side or the other side. This makes this fight about unity and compassion. This is about humanity, that no gender or person is less than, and no one should have to go through such demeaning acts. Whether you're an artist, a writer, a filmmaker, a dancer, influencer, whatever it is that you do, you should start and join the conversation. Let's stand against rape culture. Let's stand against rape. Let us say no to rape. Let us educate each other, sensitize each other. Do not be that friend. I saw it in a series. I will not mention the series, but I saw it in a series. And there's this character, and he's always around his guy friends. And his guy friends, they say very demeaning things about women. They're always making jokes about forcing themselves on. Maybe if I get her drunk, things like that. It's like a joke in this series. And this is a well-known series that has won multiple Emmys. So his friends are making jokes about, maybe if she's drunk, I could get some such jokes. Or they're gonna see a woman pass by and say some very demeaning words, and those things And then this friend, he is not part of this. He's not going to say anything like that. He's not going to force himself on a woman, but he's part of the problem. Because even if you don't agree with your friends, just keeping quiet doesn't help the situation. So you need to speak up. You need to be that person who sees something wrong happening and saying no, and telling your friends what is right. When let's say this mainly goes to guys, even girls. For example, for guys, your friends are talking about this girl and what, and all these things, rape culture, encouraging rape culture. You're going to have to stop them. Don't keep quiet. Because you want to be the cool friend who is not picking sides, who's not a pick-me. And women, when your friends, your girlfriends are making jokes about getting a guy drunk and sleeping with him and saying, oh, but he was hard, that is rape. Tell your friends that is rape. Zero tolerance. My name is Lamu. Thank you so much.